Ladies and gentlemen, this is Hiroshi Kitani, Representative Director of Japan Association of New Economy again. The session 2's title is Remodeling the Renovation Industry, which allow us to know how her company Houzz is growing up so rapidly and how she came up with the great innovative business models and ideas. So Adi, welcome to New Economy Summit. Please go ahead.
Super excited to be here today with you and tell you the Houzz story. So they have a very nice title here, Houzz Remodeling the Renovation Industry. But my story and my husband's story didn't start with a big title or with a big company. It actually started with, let's see. It started with our own house. We bought a house in Palo Alto, California. Here we go. We bought a house in Palo Alto, California at the end of 2006. As you can see, the house is a little ranch from 1955, and we had big dreams. We wanted to remodel it and create our dream home. We had big, big plans there. Unfortunately, the process was not a dream. It was pretty much a nightmare. Everything in the process went pretty much wrong, from finding the right inspiration, from finding great professionals, architects, designers, remodelers to help us modernize this ranch, finding great resources, great products. Everything went off. We spent a lot of time and money just to get a few years after something that we didn't like, we couldn't afford. We started all over again. So with that in mind, we started talking to people in our community in Palo Alto, California, and we learned that it's not just us. We're not that crazy. People are not enjoying the process at all. And professionals in the industry, the architects, the designers, the remodelers, had a lot to say about the inefficient process too. So Houzz was born basically as a pet project that we created in our own community, where we wanted to make it all much more visual, and where we wanted to connect the professionals of the industry together with us as homeowners. The community started from 20 people from our kids' school and a few architects and designers from San Francisco and the Bay Area, collaborating and sharing ideas. It was very visual, so we didn't need that much in terms of words. But over time, we understood that the data that will come together with the photos is very, very important if we want to remove the barriers in this industry, if we want to make the process much more fun. So we started with connecting all the dots. My husband, Alon, programmed and built the original product, the website. I was bringing the community together, very passionate, the 20 parents from the kids' school, the designers and the architects. We raised our 2 kids, and life was good, pretty crazy, but good. And what did we want to accomplish? We wanted to accomplish a very visual place where people can come and find what they want for their house and make the whole process much more fun and productive. Today, we have over 6 million high-resolution, beautiful images with all the data that is associated with these images. This is one of them. In these pictures, you can see not just the picture is just a gate to something way broader, because the pictures are part of professional portfolios. So today, it's not a small group of designers and architects. Today, it's 700,000 professionals, 63 different groups, landscapers, remodelers, designers, architects from all over the world that are working every month with 25 million people, grew completely organic by word of mouth from all over the world. So this is a typical professional profile where you can go and see the projects, the photos, the ideas, the discussions, the thoughts, and all the knowledge that this professional built. So people can browse this very democratic platform and really learn a lot about what they like, save the ideas that they like to their idea books, but also connect with these professionals, like the one you see in the pictures with all her reviews and everything that comes with it. Another thing that comes with the photos is the products. Because people kept telling us early days, oh, we love this photo, but where do we get these products? So we have these moving tags. On the app, if you download the Houzz app, whether it's tablet or iPhone, you'll see the tags are moving like in the store. But when you click on them, you can actually see the real products and all the resources and where you can get them. So that became very, very powerful because for us as homeowners, early days, we thought, this is great, but where do we get it? It's not coming from the few local stores that we all know. It's coming from elsewhere. And today, we have millions of products in the database from all over the world that people can have access to. Then there was another layer, the discussions. We knew that it's very, very important to do it not in the dark by yourself, not wonder, how do I know, should I choose this countertop, should I choose this style, what goes with these colors, how do I solve this storage problem, how do I make an efficient kitchen in a very small space? And part of it was sharing the knowledge within the community. And as of today, more than 1 million different projects around the world were kicked with the help of the community, many other millions without it. But since we started the community help, the discussion area, people are actually getting a lot of support from professionals, from homeowners that are sharing their knowledge, giving them advice, voting for the best material for them to use, and that is very, very helpful. Last but not least, we wanted to capture all this knowledge that these great professionals have. We're not professionals. My husband and I, when people ask us, do you want coffer ceiling? Do you want nano walls? Do you want floating walls? We said, what? We didn't understand what they're talking about. And part of it was, let's bring all these professionals and give them the right platform, the right technology to capture all this knowledge and give it back to the community. And they were very, very excited to do that and have lots of articles and guides, many, many thousands of them in the US and now many thousands outside of the US, working with all these professionals. So if you look at what we were able to create, and I'll take you in a short while of how from a pet project it became a company, we basically had a vertical, the home remodeling and design industry that was, in the US at least, pretty much old-fashioned. People didn't know who to hire, where to get things, how to communicate what they had in their minds, what's the best way to do it, and they kind of settled with the very generic stuff that was out there. And all of a sudden, they had technology. Everything became very, very visual. They could imagine and see and connect with and buy and get advice from everybody in the community. And that was very powerful. I have to say that the only downside of it was we are reading lots of reviews. We have 5-star reviews at the App Store, over 200,000 of them. Probably one of the only non-gaming apps like Angry Birds that got the 5-star reviews. And when we're reading them, we're seeing where husbands sometimes would say, the only complaint that I have is my wife started with wanting to do just a bathroom. Now I need to remodel the entire house. So that was great because people felt that everything is much more accessible. And by connecting all the dots and having all the layers, everything became much easier. And then we said, okay, fast forward from the pet project and working around the clock to the end of 2010, 4.5 years ago, we met with a few people that realized what we're doing is a pet project. By that time, we already had hundreds of thousands of people that use it actively, connecting professionals all over the US, and they advised us to really go and scale this and connect the world, because the industry wasn't that old-fashioned just in the US. It was all over. And the fact that everything was so visual and so connected had a huge potential. It's just us that couldn't keep doing it, just the two of us. So at the end of 2010, we started Houzz as a real company. Got the VCs that we needed, but more than everything, lots of talented people that help us build the technology, build the product, build the best user experience that we thought as homeowners this industry deserved by inspiring many, many people around the world. So Houzz has the 5 layers as of today. They all grew dramatically from the professionals that are now over 700,000 of them, the articles, many, many thousands of them, portfolios, and with reviews of all these professionals. People can find the best professionals for what they are trying to do. Of course, over 6 million amazing photos with all the metadata that comes with it and support from the community. We are running surveys because we want to know what's going on in this industry, not just in the US, but all over the world. And last year, when we ran the annual survey of what people are doing, the home remodeling industry all over the world, we had participants from 100% of the countries around the globe. Houzz became this global platform that is facilitating this global design language where people can sit in Australia and call the architect and say, I want a small Hamptons kitchen that I saw in New York. Or somebody can sit in California and call the designer and say, build me a tea room like a great designer from Tokyo just showed me that we can do. Or they can even connect the professionals that are doing it and hire them in different countries. And it's happening big time. 100% of the countries, including the Vatican, we had users from all of them responding to this survey. So basically, content, community, and commerce. How did we do it? It was a product of love. The commerce came last. We felt that the most important thing is to build a product that people would really love. Yes, they need it, but we wanted them to love it, to enjoy using it. This process of building your dream home should be the most enjoyable thing that you have, not a torture. And I think that by focusing on the user experience, the content, and the community first, and then integrating the revenue channels as a second thing was very, very helpful when we build it all organically. We are a business. We do have 3 very successful revenue channels today on the commerce side, but still the major focus is the transformation of the industry, keep building it, keep removing the barriers between people and great designs. This process should be great. I want to tell you the last story about international. We're going to launch in Japan later this week. Last year, we launched in a few countries. This year is going to be way more significant, and Japan is definitely one of our top priorities because we do have people from all over the world in our community that are really, really excited to get more access to the Japanese designs. You have incredible designs here, attention to details, and I can't tell you how many inquiries we have from both the trade, the professionals, and homeowners about it. This is a story about a professional. This photo is from a professional in Melbourne, Australia, that 2 years ago had a remarkable story. He came to our launch in Sydney back in August, and we invited a professional from Houzz community to celebrate the launch of Houzz Australia. And he came and he said, I came from Melbourne because I wanted to say thank you to Houzz and give you a hug. And I said, why do I deserve this? And he said, Houzz really changed my life. I was very sick a few years ago. I'm running a small business together with my wife. And I was in the hospital. And by the time I was out of the hospital, we were out of business. And then I was recovering at home, and I discovered Houzz. And I thought, oh, too bad it's American. But seeing a few other Australian professionals, I thought I can upload a project or two. A few weeks after, another homeowner that is a house user from Australia contacted him and asked him if he's interested in taking a look at this church that he just acquired with his wife, and they want to remodel the church and create a residential home from it. Of course, this architect said he would love to, and he created this beautiful, amazing church for this couple, and at the end of the process, he uploaded everything to Houzz. Our editorial team, remember I told you, we are capturing all this knowledge, saw this beautiful project in the US and contacted him and asked him if they can interview him and feature it and send it to our 25 million users. Of course, he'd love the ideas, so we sent it, and that completely changed his life. This guy from Australia today, after featuring him, is getting work from so many Houzz users, not just in Australia, but from all over the world. Today, he's building a big mansion for a couple in the Philippines that never met him in person, but followed him on Houzz. And they're in the Philippines, they bought a big land in Australia. They are building the entire house by communicating with technology through the platform. On top of everything, on top of all the international clients, his colleagues, his peers, people he met, architects from the US on the platform, realized that he is using very cool products and materials in Australia that we don't have access to in the US. So they asked if he can export it for them. And he started doing business with architects in the US, building this business where he's exporting these materials and products. So as you can see, technology can really change things. And we are super, super excited about this opportunity of including the different countries with the different styles in this global community and facilitate this global design language and provide opportunities to the world to see the different styles and ideas and have access to great talent from Japan and from other countries. Thank you so much for listening. I'm super, super excited to be here today, and even more excited to launch Houzz Japan later this week. Thank you. I should say arigato gozaimasu.